Senator Baldwin.
That wonderful introduction. It's really wonderful to be with all of you here today. Thank you, Phil and Stephanie, for inviting me here and for your incredible and powerful leadership every day. As I stand here and look out at all of you, I'm reminded of the work that Wisconsin labor has done to build a stronger middle class. And I've been proud to work alongside so many of you over the years during my career in public service. So I want to take the opportunity to thank everyone here today for your engagement, your activism, and your efforts to organize for change and progress at the grassroots level in communities across Wisconsin. The work you do is tough work, but it is so incredibly important. We must always remember that the fight for working families is never over. It's never done. It goes on because we can't accept, in fact, we won't accept that progress is beyond our reach. There is simply too much at stake for so many in our state. You are here today, and you do the work that you do every day because we understand that the people of Wisconsin take pride in hard work. We believe that hard work should be rewarded. We understand that the people of Wisconsin hold a deep commitment to community, to neighbor helping neighbor, and we believe that we are all in this together. As I've traveled the state, Wisconsinites have told me that the powerful and the well-connected still seem to get to write their own rules, while the concerns and struggles of middle-class families go unnoticed in Washington and in Madison. They feel like our economic system is tilted towards those at the top, and that our political system exists to protect those unfair advantages instead of to make sure that everybody gets a fair shot. When my grandparents were raising me, I learned that if you work hard and you play by the rules, you can get ahead. And the Wisconsinites that I talked to grew up learning the very same thing. They're working as hard as ever, and they deserve to get ahead. But many are just barely getting by. People are still working for that middle-class dream. A good job that pays the bills, health care coverage you can count on, a home that you can call your own, a chance to save for your kids' college education, and a secure retirement. But instead, too many are finding that even 2 jobs aren't enough to make ends meet, and that these jobs are hard to find and even harder to keep. They're finding that the home they work so hard to own isn't even worth what they still owe on the mortgage. And they're finding that the cost of college is going up, and they're worried that they might never be able to comfortably retire. That's why my fellow Senate Democrats and I are working every day to lay out an agenda that will help rebuild the middle class and deliver on the promise of real economic security, making early childhood education a reality for every child in America, making our schools stronger by supporting our teachers, and making higher education more affordable and more accessible. Raising the minimum wage so that nobody who works an honest day has to live in poverty. guaranteeing equal pay for equal work so that no woman has to earn 77 cents on the dollar for doing the same job as her male colleagues. Investing in American manufacturing and infrastructure and workforce readiness so that we can have an economy built from the middle out, not the top down. But we need your help in this fight. Together, we need to hold accountable those who attack our tradition of giving workers a voice through collective bargaining. Together, we need to fight back against those that are trying to make it harder for people to vote. And when powerful corporate special interests try to buy our democracy, we need to stand together and stand up for middle-class families that deserve a fair shot at getting ahead. In Wisconsin, we have a proud tradition of making things. We make tools, engines, ships, bikes, paper, and yes, of course, cheese, brats, and beer. And you know, Wisconsin is known for making things because we're pretty darn good at it. We are home to one of the largest manufacturing sectors in the nation, supporting a large share of our workforce, and we export goods all over America and all over the world. We know that American manufacturing has taken some hard hits in recent years, and in fact, for decades, in part as a result of the 2008 financial collapse and the ensuing recession. And even now, as the national economy rebounds, in Wisconsin, our economy continues to lag behind our neighboring states in the Midwest. Manufacturing has long been the backbone of Wisconsin's economy, and we need to support stronger growth to create shared prosperity. And that's why I have focused so much of my efforts in the United States Senate on working to strengthen our Made in Wisconsin manufacturing economy. Wisconsin families depend on our manufacturing jobs, and I believe we need to work to give those workers a fair shot. And I believe that if they have a level playing field and a fair shot, we can compete against anyone. In search of that level playing field, last year I introduced legislation that would crack down on unfair trade practices, level the playing field for American manufacturers, and help create a good-paying middle-class set of jobs for our workers. With my colleagues in the Senate, we also fought for the Bring Jobs Home Act. The Senate Republicans voted to obstruct the legislation, supporting a corporate tax loophole that continues subsidizing the outsourcing of Wisconsin jobs. I so strongly believe our tax policy and economic development efforts should not provide tax breaks for shipping jobs overseas. They should support job creation here at home. I supported the Bring Jobs Home Act because it rewards companies that invest in the United States and that do bring jobs back home. I've also joined a group of 22 Senate colleagues who are working together to get Washington to refocus on manufacturing jobs. The Manufacturing Jobs for America initiative, which is supported by the AFL-CIO, aims to build bipartisan support for legislation that will modernize America's manufacturing sector, help American manufacturers grow and create jobs, and assist American workers in earning the skills that they need to succeed in the next generation.